to take me out this life or show me a better way. He made the decision. And therefore, I've been prepared to sit before you to share my journey of spirituality. Okay. And so y'all are going to get an invitation if you haven't seen it yet. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on Liking Inc. and whatever. So please, please, please sign up just to have a conversation with me on how the journey of transparency and authenticity is so important. And more important, it is so freeing. You know why? Because what you see here is a mask. The wig's a mask, the makeup is a mask, even these dentures are a mask. And I generally take them out whenever I'm on TV, talking to you on stage. Why? Because I want people not to judge the messenger, but to focus on the message, right? And so when we focus on the message, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to focus on what's important. So that's why I take off the mask. I take off the mask. I take off the mask. You don't believe me? Yes. Yes. I take it off. I take it off. Yes, I do. I take it off, right? And then, because this is the way I go to bed at night, huh? Wake up in the morning. I get my little pick and I do these things, right? Right? I take a little brush, right? And voila, take the little brush right here and, do like that. I'm done. I'm done. Yes. You want more? I love you. You love me. We are one big family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? It doesn't matter. The wig don't make me. My teeth don't make me. God made me for a reason and saved me for a purpose. And that is to share my experience, my strength, my hope, my perspective of my spiritual journey from February the 22nd was the last day I got high in 1990. And the first day of recovery was February the 23rd of 1990. And if God chooses to wake me up next week on February the 23rd, we will be celebrating 33 years on this journey called recovery. And so I want you to join me on my Zoom presentation, relaunching my Free to Hope from Recovery, Emerge Empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. My job is to stay sober, and sober means sober in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas, and be willing to help another person achieve sobriety in all areas of their life. And so, as a result, we're going to take a sip of my ginger tea. Y'all know I'm spending an hour with y'all today because I got COVID. The mask I should be wearing, I didn't wear. This is my third time having COVID. I got all my shots and everything. But I tell you, we just take things for granted. But thank God that His grace and mercy spared me one more time, okay? Man is on secular time. God is on sacred time, okay? So the only mask we should be wearing is the mask so that we don't get COVID, all right? All right, so let's get to our topic today. Let's take care of that. And let's do this, all right? So today's topic, let me get my little glasses, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, all right. Let me get my glasses. And listen, y'all, I tell you, I'm so transparent. And I love it. Listen, there's nothing like it. And that's why you need to join me on February the 23rd on that Zoom presentation so we can have a conversation, about transparency and authenticity. Why? because the sooner we tell ourselves the truth, the sooner we can tell others the truth. The sooner we can be true to ourselves, the sooner we can be true to others. It starts with self, okay? So I'm putting on my little dollar glasses. Yes, yeah, yes, they are. And we're going to focus on the reading for today. It's entitled February the 15th, Daily Reflection, Taking Action. I'll be incorporating the 5 agreements by the Ruiz family and transformational teachings by Dr. Sonja of P3 University. I'm on fire. You know, I don't feel that well, but you can't tell. When the spirit takes over, I don't feel no pain, okay? So let's open up your spiritual ears, open up your spiritual eyes so we can get the spiritual message, okay? I love this topic because just about everything requires action. All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's take this off. Okay, let's say February the 15th, daily reflection. Taking action. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. And this is from the AA Big Book, page 84, that our co-founder extracted and shared. And the person in recovery shares his perspective. And he writes, one of the most important things AA has given me, in addition to freedom from booze, is the ability to take right action. It says the promises will always materialize if I work for them. Fantasizing about them, debating them, preaching about them, and faking them just won't work. I'll remain a miserable, rationalizing, dry drunk. By taking action and working the 12 steps in all my affairs, I'll have a life beyond my wildest dreams. All righty then. All right, listen. Taking action. Now, let me share with you what they were talking about in terms of the promises. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. And so I have in front of me, right, the promises so that you can get a better understanding of what they're talking about. So when we go through steps 1 through 8, right, and I'll share with you because I got time today. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives became unmanageable, right? 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless more inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. And 9, made direct amends where possible, except when to do so would injure them, others, or me. All right? And so what they're saying and what is proven, once we go through steps 1 through 9, and after we do step 9, these are the promises that will manifest, right? And so there are 12 promises, right? 12 spiritual principles, 12 spiritual traditions, 12 spiritual concepts, and these are 12 spiritual promises. But listen to what they say, right? It says, let me pick this over here. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. Meaning the fact that we've done 1 through 9, and we are amazed because we were painstaking. We wanted to go through what we needed to go through in order to achieve that psychic change, that spiritual transformation, right? That the spiritual wisdom to help us have that spiritual transformation. So if we are painstaking, right, through this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. That's promise number one. Promise number two is we are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. Can't you tell? I'm happy and I'm free. Promise number three, we will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. No, I'm not going back, but I will go back to review and my 4-step inventory. I will go back and help bring somebody back. That's the only reason why I will go back. But I don't regret nothing because it took all of that for me to have that knee-bowing experience and for me to call out he is. So we will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it, particularly if it is to help one more person, right? Number four, we will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. Yes, we will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. Oh my God, when we utilize these 12 spiritual principles, begin to practice them in all our affairs, the promise is that we will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace, right? Number five, no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. There's not a story that anybody in Alcoholics Anonymous can share that won't help at least one person. Yes, the whole process is about identification, right? Being able to relate, right? It says no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That's why we have to share our story. That's why we can't regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. That's why we have to put into perspective, right, what happened to us, not what's wrong with us. Because when we share our experience, our strength, and our hope and our perspective, we're going to help one person like somebody helped me, right? Number six, that feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. I'm proof of it. Can't you tell? Yes, I'm being used, right? I'm being used by my God, right? And the spiritual principles, the 5 agreements by the Ruiz family, and the transformational teachings. But Dr. Sonja, that's why I'm on fire, and I want to share everything I have just to help one more, okay? Number 7, we will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. That's why transparency and authenticity is so important. And is brought about by humility. Yes, the fact that I can take my wig off, take these teeth out, and keep on talking because I'm not being selfish based on how I look. Oh, hell no. Cocaine and alcohol took my teeth. Recovery gave me some, right? So I am not about ego. I'm not about vanity. I'm not about the image. No. The more transparent and the more authentic we are believable. Yes. And that's why I love me today. And God knows I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pop. Oh, yeah, now. And you probably think so too, but are you getting the message? We do recover. We are going to be prepared for things yet to come, and that is to help somebody else. Okay? And so, all right, we will, number 7. Number 8, self-seeking will slip away. It ain't about me no more. It ain't about me no more. I'm seeking to do God's will. You hear me? Self-seeking got me underneath that parked car. Huh? Image, pride, ego, vanity got me underneath that parked car. My best thinking got me underneath that parked car. My self-will didn't have any. I seek to do God's will now. Self-seeking, no. No. It has slipped away. And if I ain't careful, I got to make sure I stay on top of it, because guess what? My humanness wants to kick in and say, yeah, whatever. But guess what? I ask myself this question when I think I want to do something, when I want to say something, when I want to act on something. Edwina, is what you want to say, what you want to do, is it going to feed the flesh or is it going to feed the spirit? And depending upon where I am, I may tell the fellowship and God, look, I'll be right back. I know I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Be right back. I go over there, I get what I get, and guess what? Voila! If nothing changes, nothing changes. But I bring my behind back over here and I continue to stumble and fall forward. Yes, but majority of the time I yield to the Spirit. Because if I think I'm all that, the chip in the can, as my Pastor Bullock would say, no. We are about making progress. We will never achieve perfection on this side, right? And so self-seeking will slip away, right? And it has number 9, our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. That's why you need to get that book by the Ruiz. Here it is. Y'all need to get this book. It's the 4 agreements, but it's now 5 agreements. But it talks about how we as human beings, right, were domesticated like animals, right? And so our whole belief system from the time we were born up until now has been based on a whole lot of lies. Yes. And so it says our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Me going back into my history, finding out where that attitude, idea, behavior, belief system was first formulated, by whom and what circumstances, not to find out what's wrong with me, but to find out what happened to me. And now with the 5 agreements, I'm used to reverse. It says be impeccable with your word, but I was impeccable with my word. I doubted myself. I was negative with myself. I said all kinds of things to myself. Number 2, I took everything personally, and I made all kinds of assumptions. And I could never do my best, right? And I wasn't as skeptical because I didn't want to listen. But they reversed it. As a result of me doing these 12 spiritual principles, now incorporating the 5 agreements, I am impeccable with my word. I'm going to not sin against me anymore, and I'm not going to sin against you anymore. I'm going to be impeccable with my word. I have a new outlook on life, a new attitude on life, right? Based on these 12 spiritual principles, these 5 agreements, and the teachings of Dr. Sonja. Yes. And all I want to do is give it away, share it with somebody else, right? So our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. And see, the next one says, right? Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. Well, guess what? I ain't intimidated by no man. No. No, not anymore. I was intimidated by the best, and that was my dad. No more. I'm not intimidated by man. I thank God for that freedom. Why? Because he is my father. He is the one that I need to please. If you come to my Zoom, you're going to hear a whole lot more about that, particularly the religious aspect. Thank God this is a spiritual program, right? because I don't have fear of people and economic insecurity. Listen, I need help. I need help. I listen. I don't have any fear. I just have a whole lot of unmanageability, right? But I'm working on it. I'm getting better, right? And number 11, this is the hit, y'all. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. You hear that? We will intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle us, okay? And let me tell you why this is so important. Many of us, even before we became alcoholic, had that manipulative way and put on all the masks to please everybody, and we wanted to con and we wanted to do this and do that, right? And as we grew older and those character defects perpetuated themselves, right? We found out, I didn't get what I want. I didn't get it the way I wanted. I want more, more, more. And when I didn't get it, I drank. And when I didn't get it, I took revenge. And when I didn't get it, I retaliated. Yes. Huh? And all that did was hurt me. And so in recovery, we learn not to give anything or anybody that much power ever again, to make us go back to drinking. Oh, hell to the no. I'm not giving anything or anybody that much power to make me go back underneath that car. Do you hear me? Not even my children, my grandchildren, not even my mother. Nobody. No human power could ever relieve that alcoholism. God could and would if he were so. So guess what? Anything that I need to address or do, I'm going to use that serenity prayer. I'm going to use these 12 spiritual principles. I'm going to apply the 5 agreements, the spiritual transformations that Dr. Sonja talked about. I'm going to use any and everything to combat the enemy. We are not a natural being having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings walking and living this natural experience. So guess what? When we apply these spiritual principles, we will intuitively know how to handle all situations that used to baffle us. Yes, if we take action. And the last one is, we will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Do I need to say more? We will suddenly realize that God, whoever you choose to call him, is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. And so let's get back to what the writer said, right? And so it says, are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly and sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. You hear that? They will always materialize if we work for them. If that's not a guarantee, I don't know what it is. Okay? So let's see how the person in recovery deciphers it, right? He says, one of the most important things AA has given me, here now, one of the most important things AA has given me, in addition to freedom from booze, is the ability to take right action. Woo! One of the most important things that AA has given me, in addition to relieving me from the booze, is the ability to take right action. Woo! What does that mean to you? How many of you have been at the fork in the road? In the past, we would just automatically go. And then there's something inside of us that says, I don't think you should go down there. But you say, listen, I'll be right back. It looks exciting. And then we get into recovery and we say, no. No. and I love this, right? To take right action. But I'm going to add something a little more to it. But once let me share his perspective, right? Okay. It's the ability to take right action. It says the promises will always materialize if I work for them. So let me give you some concrete examples, right? So if we don't want to give anything or anybody that much power ever again to make us go back to drinking, to tell God to kiss our behind, oh hell to the no, right? So we have to utilize the AA spiritual principles, right? In order to have the ability to make the right decision, to take the right action. Yes, we're not relying on ourselves anymore. We are relying on the spiritual principles that are now occupying this vessel. So if we ask, it will be granted, it will be given, but we still have a choice. So we can, if we rightly apply ourselves, make the right choice. You make me mad, you cheat on me, you do this and you do that, guess what? Go right ahead. I'm going to a meeting. You this and you that and you this and you that and da. That's okay. I'm going to call my sponsor. You push my buttons, you trigger me, this and that. That's fine. I'm going to another meeting. I'm going to pray. I'm not giving you or nobody else that much power. No, I'm going to make the right decision. I'm going to take the right action because my life is at stake. We will intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle us. You want to piss me off? You go right ahead. I'm going to a meeting. You want to... Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Be impeccable with your words. Always do your best. Learn to listen. And you will make the right decision. All right, so let's continue. He says here, right? Fantasizing about them, debating them, preaching about them, and faking them just won't work. I need to take a drink of tea on that one. Woo! I'm getting ready to go there, y'all. I told you I'm transparent. It says, we're talking about the 12 promises, right? And I stated them to you, gave you some examples, right? And most people, when they come in, they don't know what we're talking about, like I didn't, okay? But it is saying that if we put forth the action to do the work, the promises will manifest themselves, right? And so we can sit there all we want and fantasize about selfishness will slip away, fantasizing about I will, change my attitude, fantasizing about that the fear of being uselessness and all that kind of stuff. We will fantasize about all that, right? It just won't do it. We can't debate them. We can't preach about them. And we definitely can't fake them because none of that won't work. None of it won't work, y'all. Do you understand the release, the freedom that we have, that one day at a time, we are not driven by that compulsion and that obsession to drink. More importantly, we are not giving anything or anybody that much power to steal our joy, our peace of mind, our tranquility. We will use that serenity prayer and we can't wear it out. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Please. Courage to change the things I can. Please. And give me the wisdom to know the difference, please. And how many apply that to people? God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change. Courage to change the person that I can. and the wisdom to know that that person is me. Me. Alcoholics Anonymous can also stand for attitude adjustment. Yes. Why should I give you power? Why should I give that situation power to make me go back underneath that parked car? That's what it means by in step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity, soundness of mind. No, I know what y'all trying to do because I used to do it. No, it ain't going to happen no more because I'm applying these spiritual principles. No. Made a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. Yes. I'm not running on self-will. I want to do God's will. And as long as I ask for help, it will be given because I'm applying the right action. Okay? All right, so all that other stuff ain't going to work, right? So what else he says? Woo. He says here, if I do all those things, I will remain a miserable, rationalizing, dry drunk. I did not get into recovery to be miserable. Hell no. Huh? If I'm not willing to put forth a fraction, a small percentage into my recovery where I threw everything in my addiction. Are you kidding me? That was work. Oh, that was work. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 14 years. Are you kidding me? And what did I get out of it? Underneath a parked car. That's what I got out of it. Yes. So you mean to tell me that once I have that knee-bowing experience, and you will, and once I call out to that creator to help me, and he will, that there is some steps, there's some stuff I got to do. I got to take action. And guess what? We will, or we go back. Hell no. So whatever steps I need to take, even as I stumble forward, even as I trip forward, even as I fall forward. You heard the word forward, not backwards. Hell to the no. I'm only going back to help somebody else, right? And so when I don't take action, when I don't apply these spiritual principles, when I still want to do self-will, I'm going to be one miserable ass. And some people say, well, I might as well get drunk. Oh, hell no, not me. No, 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 no. Right? And so recovery offers so much more. And he's going to say it right at the end. So let's get to it, right? So he says here, by taking action and working the 12 steps in all my affairs, I will have a life beyond my wildest dreams. By taking action and applying these 12 spiritual principles beyond my wildest dreams, y'all. I'm sitting here telling you, beyond my wildest dreams, right? And so he says here, right? He says, by taking action, I go to my meetings every day in one way, shape, form, or fashion. I pray to the God of my understanding every day, all day long, right? I work the 12 spiritual principles in all my affairs, right? I do to others what I would have them do unto me. I want to be set free, and I am. I have no secrets. I have no secrets. I tell you, I'm so transparent. People, damn it. No, because I ain't intimidated by no man. I'm not going to let anything fester inside. I will reveal it. I'm going to make mistakes to the day I die. Yes, I am. But when I practice, that's the key word, practice these principles in all my affairs. You hear that? All. I ain't talking about the detergent. All my affairs, huh? What would you experience, right? Right? I'll have a life beyond my wildest dreams. Ooh. If you read the 5 agreements, they talk about we're living in a dream. That this whole journey on earth is a dream. And like you, I was like, what? But please get the book. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It talks about how the mind, which is a muscle, never stops. The mind is a reservoir of information, past, present, future, whatever, right? And it never stops. And so many of us, all of us, dream every single night. All of us. Why? Because the mind does not stop. And the way the Ruiz family describes that we're living in a dream right now, this is our dream. And what's preventing us from seeing is the fog. Yes. That's why I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual, y'all. I'm spiritual. Yes, I am. I know it now. I believe it now. I see it now. I feel it now. Yes. Why? Because the fog has been cleared. Not all 100%. But the more I take action, and I'm going to add something that makes it more real to me. Take spiritual action. I could take the right action, and that depends on your right or my right, right? But if I take the right spiritual action, I will live and have a life beyond my wildest dreams, y'all. Listen, can I listen? Okay. All right, so you got the drift, right? So let me share a few things with you, right? When I got into recovery, recovery was like you go to a recovery room, right? You stay there for a couple hours. But the spiritual nature, right? In the process of recovery, right? Of a spiritual nature is different than going to a recovery room. When we learn and apply and practice the 12 spiritual principles, add the 5 agreements and the additional wisdom that's being offered, our awareness expands. Oh my God. Anything and everything is possible. When you are living your dream, you can make your dream happen because you're active in it. Oh man, but I was like, whoa. I did not think that I would ever be a model. Yes. I had aspirations of being a model as a child. Yes. Edwina, you're buck teeth, your butt too big, you're too short. I had aspirations of being an actress on stage at 2642 North 22nd Street, right? Pretending I was the Supremes and, Patti LaBelle. I had those kind of dreams, right? You can't sing, Edwina. I had dreams of being a physical education teacher because I felt if I was physical enough, my dad would love me more. If I acted like a boy, he would love me more. Yes. Yes. And so all those dreams, aspirations went down the drain. Yes. So I thought, right? But putting myself underneath that parked car nearly 33 years ago, turned everything around. My wildest dreams began when the obsession and the compulsion left me. When the obsession and compulsion to use left me, y'all. I'm telling you, that's the biggest miracle. That monkey was off my back. God had removed that obsession and that compulsion. All I needed to do is do the right next thing, take the right next action. Why? Because he saved me. When I say we are relieved of that obsession and compulsion, if he did that, he can do anything. Oh, he can do anything. How much time I got? Okay, he can do anything. Okay, and so guess what, y'all? I'm just gonna get you a little bit about my journey to I just yield to the spirit, right? Because one of the things that I realized in recovery, right, as afraid or scared as I was of the future, but as terrified as I was of going back, recovery has taught me to stay in the present. Stay in the present. Stay present with me. Are you with me right now? Are you feeling me right now? Stay present with me. Stay present with me, please. Please. When I learned the concept of staying in the present, it taught me that the right decision is going to be made if I stay present. Yes, my present situation is going to determine my next decision. And so in recovery, I took suggestions. You heard what I said? I took suggestions. But guess what? In my addiction, they gave me demands. In recovery, oh, y'all see? Let me blow my nose. Did y'all see? I told you I'm transparent. Did you see that bubble come out? I took demands on my addiction. But in recovery, they say we make suggestions. If you want to go parachuting out of an airplane, Edwina, we suggest you put on a parachute. If you don't, we're going to see you in one way, shape, form, or fashion at the bottom. It's something when you are given a suggestion and not a demand. See, this spiritual program, God wants us to want him. He knows we need him, but he wants us to want him. All right, so let me see. All right, so in recovery, they suggested in order to practice staying in the present, keep a journal. Yeah. I remember, I used to keep a diary. Yes, when I was in love with this older man, when I was 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I know what a diary is. I kept a journal every day about flashback from the past. Yes, keep a journal to stay in the future. Stay in the present. Write down what you're thinking, what you're feeling now, this day. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? What did you want to do? What didn't you do, right? In the present. Log it, write it, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. I don't care what it is, and guess what? Everything is in my journal. Everything. I just didn't know God was going to publish it. Good. I didn't need to know. I was doing it for me to relieve myself so that I don't get backed up and forced to go back. Oh, hell no. I kept a journal off and on for 4 years in my recovery. And when I say everything is in there, everything is in there. I took the right action. And guess what? I took the right spiritual action because majority in the beginning, it says higher power, higher power. But the more I stay clean, the better I was getting. The more I recognize that there is a God and he loves me. He loves me. He loves me. And I say, dear God, dear God, dear God. Yeah. So, okay. I got 5 minutes. Beyond my wildest dream, right? So my journal was published, right, in November of 2015. And I wrote that journal from 1990 to 1993. I still got it today. And it's called As It Was Written. That's what I mean by being transparent and authentic. It says as it was written, and the word written is spelled wrong. Purposely. Yes. It's not about being politically correct and all that. Get what's inside out so you can begin to heal and stop concealing that which needs to be revealed. Yes. So I got a book. And I'm an author. Right? Okay. So that's one beyond my wildest dream. The next thing was becoming employed. Now, this is why I'm making my meetings every day and doing my other stuff, right? I never came employed with the city of Wilmington, right? And got involved in the employee assistance program. And I went back to school at the age of 42. And I graduated with my master's degree in human services. But guess what I wrote on? The alcoholism addiction in the workplace and how we can save each other from losing our jobs and losing our lives, right? So you know what? I wrote about addiction and recovery, just like I did in my journal, Addiction and Recovery. And then guess what, y'all? I have a TV talk show that's nearly 31 years old. Yes, it's called Choosing a New Way of Life. It's about addiction and recovery. It's about addiction and recovery, right? Huh? Listen, I got so much to share. Wait. Okay, that's that. And then the next thing that happened was I began to go around and start sharing my story, sharing my journey, right? And people would say, Edwina, oh my God, Edwina, you touched me, Edwina, and not just in one place, but every place I went. God used me to touch one more person, but it was no. I don't take the credit. No, beyond my wildest dreams, I didn't think nobody would listen to me. But when I told the truth, when I was authentic and I was transparent, they felt it. They believed me because it was the truth. No matter what you thought of me, no matter what you think I should say, I told the truth. Yes, I was discouraged to tell the truth as a child. I was. There was consequences with telling the truth. Not today. Not today. Now, wildest dreams. Okay, I got 2 more minutes. Then, my children, right? My son is a doctor of 15 years. My daughter is the CEO of her own company and a head honcho in the city of Philadelphia. These were my children who was there before, during, and after. Because of my addiction, my children were wounded and they are yet wounded. But guess what? Beyond my wildest dream, we went into counseling as a result of my daughter telling the truth in a letter. And that counselor said that we didn't tell your daughter, thank you for telling the truth. Yes. Right. But my children are yet wounded, right? And guess what? They will find their way. All right. So what else? Oh, okay. And so I did become a model, right? A model for my God. He said, Edwina, you're going to be a model, but not a runway model. Not yet. But he didn't tell me not yet, right? And so because I'm a model of recovery, it's not about promotion. It's about being attracted to my recovery. Like I was attracted to other people's recovery. Oh my God, it's time to go. All right, so yes, I'm a model, but then I'm a runway model. I'm an actress now. I'm on stage with the Motown Review. I did a couple plays with Rick Watson and all right. And guess what? Majority of them had to do with addiction and recovery. Yes. And now I am obtaining my doctorate degree in biblical studies to learn more about the God who met me underneath that parked car nearly 33 years ago. That's the beautiful, most wildest dream beyond my belief. Me, a humble servant, a willing servant who was thought to be the scum of the earth. Yes, the self-loathing, degradation, all that. But God said, no, no, no. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, and now I see. Your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to praise you and thank you too, for it was your grace and your mercy that brought me through. The promises, oh yes, I'm living them and I want more because I want to take the next right spiritual action. See y'all tomorrow. Goodbye. I gotta go. I already went to my meeting, y'all. Y'all need to know that, right? Okay.